welcome.
Thank you.
So Wednesday, you're in Rochester,
Yeah.
bottom of the league, and trying to put something together. And now you're in the Pennington Center. It must be kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy week, to be honest. I was sort of sitting at my desk there midweek, and I got a call that I was traded here, and I don't really think about it too quick, but it sunk in, and just something that I had to take on, and it's a great place to get traded to, obviously, and they everyone in the room here, coaching staff, players, welcomed me with open arms. So it was pretty cool environment here tonight.
How long did it take did you have nerves at the start of the game, or did you kind of jump right in there?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of jitters there, but you sort of shake them out and focus on the game. It's just another game, in my mind here. Obviously, a little bit more emotional with it being Tucker's night here. So, it was pretty extra special to wear 51 tonight too. So, it was pretty awesome to get a win in that.
Is lacrosse, or do systems vary that much from team to team, where you have to make much of an adjustment, especially in this sort of notice?
Yeah, I think there's an adjustment with any new team, right? But you're right. Like, lacrosse is lacrosse. You just got to sort of get comfortable with all the guys in there, and everyone on that offense is so talented. So I made it pretty seamless to hop in there and help out a little bit, and it took me a little bit, but it was great to be involved.
The 2 goals you scored were huge coming in the fourth quarter, and it must have felt pretty good to be able to contribute and kind of put the game away at the end with those 2 goals.
Yeah, I think I was maybe fighting it a little bit, maybe gripping the stick a little bit tight, but everyone, like I said, everyone on that offense, you can see what they can do really quick. So just happy to be able to contribute out there.
What sort of advice did you get from some of the leaders on the team coming in here, the new faces and stuff? What sort of things did they have to say to you?
They're all pretty supportive, right? They're all happy to have me here, and they made sure to let me know that, and that feels good as a player, right? So being welcomed like that makes it a little bit easier, but they just sort of said play your game and do what you can do out there, and that's what I try to do every time.
Someone was telling me in the organization that you're the type of guy that kind of creates room for everybody else. Is that the way you see yourself kind of fitting in here? Is joining in with the team? You got a lot of scorers and guys like Byrne and all that stuff.
Yeah, I just try to do what I can out there. Obviously, I've been more of a guy going in there and pushing people around. I'm not obviously the biggest guy, but I do what I can out there. I'd obviously like to contribute from a point standpoint, but if I can move some people around and get some guys some open looks, then that's what I'll do. So just looking to do what I can and help the team as much as I can.
Thank you. Well,
We'll be back.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm
good. Not as good as you.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Some offense. It's kind of nice, right?
It's nice to see, isn't it?
6-0 really changes the whole complexion of the game, I assume, especially in the way they've been having trouble scoring goals. That must have been a glorious feeling at both ends of the field to put everything together like that and get off to such a great start.
Yeah, the last couple of games we haven't really been playing the way we wanted to in terms of moving the ball, moving our feet. So we knew if we came out and really focused on sharing the ball, moving our feet, cutting through the middle, doing all the right things, we were going to have success. So we're happy with that.
It seemed like, from my untrained eye in the Philadelphia game, that the offense lacked that quarterback, kind of like Dane's role, where he's kind of controlled. Like today, it seemed like you picked that up, and you kind of were that main guy that was moving the ball around and shooting when you had the shot. Would you agree?
Yeah, in that Philly game, I took a lot on myself to try and take the load, and I was doing it in the wrong ways. And after watching the film, I kind of broke it down and figured it out. I was trying to do too much. Instead, I just kind of taken what they gave me and putting the game the right way. There's so many good players on our offense. There's no need for me to be doing that. So this game, I try to be a little bit more unselfish and just play without the ball and do all the right things, and it ended up working out.
It's got to take a little time to make that sort of adjustment because the ball is in Dane's hands so often. To have him just gone now for almost 2 months, it's got to just to work together and figure out where it goes.
Yeah, Dane's such an amazing player, man. You guys don't understand how good he is. You guys have never gotten to play with him before, right? Like, even him just being on the floor doesn't matter what's going on, if he's injured, if he's not. He's always going to take 2 guys to him every time. Defense has to worry about him. So it made it a lot easier for a guy like me to go one-on-one, do my thing. Everybody else not on the floor. It just moves so much smoother with him on the floor, right? So obviously with him going down, it took us a long time to try to get adjusted, but once we did, we're starting to figure it out.
You guys got out to a huge lead, and then Halifax was able to whittle it down. It's a 10-8 game in the fourth quarter. What was the mindset of the team, and what was the message really to kind of lock that game down?
They're a second half team. They've come back from it in a lot of games this year. So we knew that they were going to go on a run. We just had to try and hold them to as little as possible and try and stay to the box, which unfortunately we didn't do the best job of. But the best thing is that we kind of rallied around each other, and we ended up coming up with the win. So we're happy about it.
Really struggled to stay out of the box, but kill off that 5-minute major.
Huge.
Obviously, a huge moment in the game. What happened there to be able to lock that down?
You know what? Every single one of our D guys is selling out. So many tip shots were happening. Vino's playing on his head. When everything's kind of going your way, you kind of feel that, and it feels good. And when you kill off a 5-minute, it really hurts their momentum too, right? So it was an awesome game, man. It was a lot of fun.
You've been here 3 years now. You get what this night kind of means to everybody in the franchise, and you know how special this is. And it looked like you saluted the family there at the end. It's got to be extra special to win on this night.
Yeah, you know what? We had a good talk at the beginning about Tucker and what this game really meant. And you know what? Hearing Steve talk about it, and V and JT talk about it, it really hit home. So I think you saw that energy come out of us at the end, or at the beginning. Sorry. Yeah, it's huge when you win this game. It's awesome. That one at the end of the day is for Tucker. So.
The offense gets all the conversation, but defensively, you guys have been really solid almost all year long. The goals against have been usually under 10. Is it just the continuity, maybe year to year at this point, because you got practically everyone back out there? Can you just see it? Everybody working together?
Yeah, everybody on our D's on the same page. I think our coaches have done a really good job at kind of going through what we want to do, with also letting the players and V kind of guide what we want to do as well. And also going through different scenarios where we do have offensive guys back on D. What are we going to do? How are we going to play it? Stuff like that. And on top of that, got the best goalie in the league back here, so that can't hurt.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you.
I appreciate it, guys.
When you guys get out to a big lead, and then little by little Halifax is able to kind of get back in the game. It's 10-8. What was the mindset of the team there as it got close late, and how you guys were able to lock it down?
I think we just try to play 5-minute segments, and they're a good team. We watched them. They did that against Saskatchewan and come back and force overtime. So we know what they're capable of. They got a good offense, and I think we took some penalties that kind of put us on our heels a little bit, and pushed a little bit of transition. Didn't really get our offensive guys on the floor, but I think we settled in nice, and in that last 5 minutes, Dan Lintner, what a way to make his mark with our team, but to score 2 goals late.
Kind of a big picture assessment. Obviously, this is a huge win. Halifax got you back in December. Now you got one against them, and now you're into the first place tie at the top of the division. Just what does this win mean for you guys as a team?
It's every game is tough, especially in our division there. They're tough. They're a tough team. You got Toronto and Rochester that that have played us tough already. So anytime you can get a win against one of those teams in that division, it's huge. I think we couldn't stress enough. We were on a 2-game losing streak there, and I think last year that was our strength. Was after we lost, we rebounded well, and we came up short last week or 2 weeks ago against Philly, and I think today minus Dane Smith, one of our best players, does a lot for us. I think we came out and we really shared the ball and got a lot of guys going early.
You got your defense has been playing together now for a while. There wasn't the upheaval like the offense. You guys feel like you're in a really good rhythm going forward right now, because it seems like the unit has been pretty airtight for most of the season.
Yeah, I think for the most part, minus a couple of games where we were missing, Steve Priolo, and then the last game we were missing Nick Weiss. It's great to get those guys back in our lineup, and they logged tons of minutes and are big in a lot of different situations. So I think every game, we're feeling a little bit more confident, a little more, like we're adhering to our principles, and I think that's a big plus for us. Chugger and JT have done a great job, establishing, a similar type of defense that we had last year that allowed us to be successful.
There's a lot of new goalies grabbing attention this year, like Higgy, Hill on Halifax, of course, even DeMood over in San Diego, but you just had a couple back-to-back, sub-10 goal performances. It just seems like the goaltending class in the league this year has really stepped it up, and it's going to be hard to win another one of those goaltenders your ways.
Yeah, and they've all those guys that you just mentioned have had a lot of success. I'm really happy for Zach Higgins, great all-around guy, and it's just showing when some of these guys are getting some chances, they're showing you why they're in the league, and it is a tough thing, but we're not here to win personal awards, and I like, hopefully we just move forward and we get better as the year goes on. It's a marathon this season, and today I feel like we just played really good against a good offensive team.
How would you assess your play personally since the start of the season? It seems like you've been getting better and better as the season's gone along. You're at the top of your game right now. There's a lot of games, where I feel like I could have had a couple back, but that's the competitive nature in you, and you want to do your best. I'm probably the biggest critic on myself. I watch a lot of film and do a lot of different things. So, even though we won tonight, I want to get better, and I think our defense is really tightening in, and it's allowing me to feel a lot more comfortable. And I think you saw it today. They had a lot of shots, but it was shots that I think we were pretty confident with. Thank you.